Oh my God. This actually happened. So I'm at the gym and I go on YouTube, and the first thing I see is a notification that says Meet Kevin is going to debate with Strongman Personal Finance. I thought this was a joke. I thought he was just going to imitate Meet Kevin. He's done that in the past in some of his shorts, so I thought that's all he was going to do. 40 minutes later, I got the reminder saying that it's live, and Meet Kevin actually did join the debate. Psh, I was so shocked. So first of all, I do want to say that a lot of respect to Meet Kevin for actually joining. I mean, obviously he doesn't need to do this. This guy has 4,000 subs or 3,000 subs. And obviously Meet Kevin joining is going to blow up his channel. It's a very unique and lucky opportunity. And it was nice of Meet Kevin to join. Also nice of Strongman Personal Finance as well for inviting him. Now, in terms of the actual conversation, I think Strongman Personal Finance was extremely soft, a lot softer than I thought he was going to be. All those dirty jokes, the rude, immature jokes, everything went out the window. It seemed like he was a bit starstruck, and he was actually really friendly. In fact, if you watch the video, you would think that they were friends talking. It was kind of shocking to me, quite frankly. But forget all of that, because initially I was going to make a video about how soft Strongman Personal Finance was, and he was like a pushover, and he wasn't really being aggressive on any of his arguments or any of the things he had to say. But then I figured, why is that a good thing? I think it's a good thing that Strongman Personal Finance was nice. There's nothing wrong with that. You see two guys with different opinions and point of views talking like mature adults, and I think that should be applauded. So I respect Strongman Personal Finance for that as well. I think he did a great job interviewing. And again, Meet Kevin, I appreciate that he joined. Now, a few things I wanted to talk about from the actual interview. So first of all, I wanted to mention that Strongman Personal Finance, I know I said some stuff about him in my past videos, but after watching, this is like the first long video I watched of Strongman Personal Finance, I wanted to point out that I don't think, he's not a bad person. I know his jokes are kind of annoying. I personally don't like him, but I know some people do like him. But overall, he seemed like a genuine dude who, he's really just trying to look out for people. There are people who have been hurt by Meet Kevin's advice, and, maybe they followed him when they shouldn't have. And he's just trying to stick up for that and pointing that out, and wants the average Joe Schmo to just buy index funds. And, I'll talk about that more later on, but that's good advice. And even Meet Kevin agreed with that. So, I mean, overall, I wanted to clarify that he seems like a nice guy. He's not, and I think he's out there. He wants to do good. It's just I guess his style is just not my cup of tea. But hey, it works for other people, so it is what it is. And one of the things I wanted to mention is that throughout the interview, it seemed like all of the questions that that Strongman Personal Finance was asking Meet Kevin was answering them to the best of his ability. And at the end of the interview, I would even say that it seemed like they agreed on a lot more than they disagreed on. Like, for example, Meet Kevin said, the average person should probably just invest in index funds. There's a lot less stress on that, and it's a lot easier. And also, Strongman Personal Finance kept bringing up, some of his questions that he's had in his videos, where he said things like, isn't it better if you just buy index funds instead of buying stocks? It's a lot less stressful. You'll end up doing well in the long term. And Meet Kevin said, yeah, I agree with you. For most people, that probably is a better idea. And he also asked, one of the big questions that Strongman Personal Finance kept asking was, don't you think that when you recommend these stocks that people are going to inevitably follow them, right? And they may or may not lose a lot of money, especially the people that pay for your courses. So Meet Kevin did clarify that, he tries not to recommend stocks. The only thing he does is that he sends out his buy and sell alerts so that people in his courses can see what his mindset is at, what he's thinking, what he's planning. And he said that is just meant to be a tool. People should always do their own independent research. And he also mentioned that there are many times in his Psychology of Stocks group where he tells people this is going to be a straight up YOLO trade, or this is a very small percent of my portfolio, or I am doing this And if you want to do it, get ready to lose 100% of your investment. It's that risky. So Meet Kevin was basically trying to clarify that, yes, he tells people what stocks he's buying and selling, but he cannot be responsible for everyone's stock market account. Ultimately, right? The person who is buying the stocks, it's their responsibility. It's their own personal responsibility. You can't just dodge the bullet and blame someone else. I mean, there's a reason why you got to be over 18 when you open a stock brokerage account. So, yeah. So, I mean, overall, I think it was a good one-on-one conversation. I respect both of them for that. Strongman, personal finance, despite having some weird, rude, immature humor, he was respectful to Meet Kevin. And, you know, Meet Kevin was nice for accepting the invite. So that's my overview of the interview in general. Now, there were some nice Q&As that happened at the end, and I thought I'd just bring some attention there. So first thing Strongman Personal Finance asked was about the beef between Jeremy. And honestly, I would think that's probably the best question he asked, because I just did a video on this, and I was really interested. So are they friends, enemies, frenemies? What are they? Meet Kevin said that he considers Jeremy a friend. And, you know, Strongman asked, hey, what about all these videos that Jeremy's releasing about, you know, they're a bit sassy. What do you think about that? And he said, you know, I haven't really watched any of them, but, you know, Jeremy's always done that stuff, even about Tattooed Chef. So it's always been like that. And, you know, respect to Meet Kevin for not talking badly about others behind their back. That's taken the higher road, because Jeremy has taken every chance he could to talk bad about Meet Kevin behind his back. And, you know, I respect Meet Kevin for that. So another question Strongman asked was, what are these future ventures that you're talking about? Because Meet Kevin, what he said was he's quitting, he's going to stop YouTube, or at least the streams, and he's going to sell his stocks, sell a lot of his real estate, and look into a future venture. Meet Kevin didn't talk too much about this. He kind of dodged this question, didn't really say what he wants to do. He said he's still brainstorming. There's a lot of things that he's potentially thinking of, you know, whether it's a real estate fund, ETF, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of things on his mind. He didn't give a straight answer to that one. And then the last question that I thought was very interesting that Strongman asked was, why did you leave Millennial Money? And again, I think that's a fantastic question. And I was curious as well, did Jeremy have anything to do with it? And Meet Kevin basically said, nah, he personally does think that Millennial Money is better in person. I think it's a lot more interactive. The podcast format is going to be a lot better. And he said that, you know, he films all day making several videos and researching. He's just so tired at the end that he doesn't feel like, you know, logging in at like 6 p.m. and just talking more, especially to YouTube. That's another reason. And the last reason was that he doesn't think there's that much material, because there's 4 of them. It's him, it's Andre Jake, it's Graham Stephan, and Jeremy from Financial Education. All of them have their own opinions about things. And he thinks the audience knows everyone and their opinions and personalities. So he thinks there's really nothing new they're adding to the table. Honestly, I tend to disagree with that. I think that as long as there's content, people will watch. People want to see what your thoughts are and what your opinions are about certain topics. I mean, that's the point of reaction channels. But yeah, I think those are my thoughts on the interview in large. I'd love to hear your comments as well, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.